Welcome to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. I want to say thank you for your continued support to this channel. In case you are watching us for the first time, kindly hit that subscribe button, click the notification bell and like our videos. Yesterday we witnessed very chaotic scenes in our country. The government had unleashed goons to terrorize our country. They took over. Goons that were brandishing crude weapons, terrorized people, torched churches, burned mosques, and invaded private property. The one that is attracting headlines is the invasion of the former president's Ruto farm, where goons went to his property, cut down trees, took away all the animals, and burned that land. Several people have continued to criticize and condemn what happened yesterday. But there are others who are expected to be very loud in condemning such acts of atrocities, but they are very, very silent. A while ago, I had analyzed the silence of the clergy, the M-Pesa bishops who have been bought and compromised by corrupt money. There is yet another group that is very quiet, and the Azimio could not help but to see that they are very loudly silent. The international community, the foreign diplomats that are living within the country. And today the Azimio called a presser and wondered why they were so quiet at a time when they need to come out and condemn an illegality. Let me read for you what is reported that Azimio coalition on Tuesday, March 28th, turned their attention to the international community and apportioned blame for the chaos and mayhem witnessed on Monday, March 27th. During a press release, Azimio Principal Martha Karua alleged the government had instigated the chaos. She then wondered why foreign nations were quiet over the matter and why they were yet to rebuke the incidents where goons invaded properties belonging to former President Uhuru Kenyatta and Azimio leader Raila Amolo Odinga. Quoting verbatim, "We note the overwhelming silence of our international friends and the conspicuous silence of brutal Ruto, who quickly jetted out of the country after planning the Dark Monday attacks with his people. He must be held responsible for yesterday's destruction, mayhem, arrest, injuries, and loss of life." Those are not my words, but the words of one of the Azimio leaders, Martha Karua. You all agree with me that our international friends are very quiet on this matter. The reason why their silence is really loud to us is because, one, these attacks had been prophesied. There had been a warning. The Kikuyu member of parliament, who is also the majority leader in the National Assembly, Honorable Kimani Ichung'wah, I don't know whether we should call him honorable, gave a warning and told Uhuru Kenyatta that they will send goons to invade his property. In fact, if it were their countries, the countries of these foreign masters, I think Kimani Ichung'wah could have been arrested or he should have resigned from office. But this is Kenya, where you reign by violence. So they made good their threat and they sent goons to invade Uhuru's property. Raila Amolo Odinga had also indicated to the whole country that Rigathi Gachagua, Kimani Ichung'wah, and Ndindi Nyoro had presided over a clandestine meeting where they had planned to unleash terror on the Azimio demonstrations. So this is the reason why it behoves one to wonder why the international community is very quiet. Yet there were signs and symptoms that something of this nature was going to happen. You should also take cognizance of the fact that Uhuru Kenyatta is not your ordinary citizen. This is a senior citizen, the immediate former president of the Republic of Kenya. He is a man who is also performing peacekeeping missions in Congo. And so this tells you that his mission goes beyond our borders. So Uhuru is also an international leader. Now, looking at the titles as an international leader and as the immediate former president of Kenya, if anything should happen to him, to his property, to his family, then it beholds the international community to come out very boldly to speak about it. You see, the international friends have always manifested themselves as people who fight for democracy, for rights of persons. They masquerade themselves as people who speak when the idea is unpopular. Yet on this one, they are very muted, and we wonder why. The reason why the international community is very quiet is because, one, these are the people who aided William Ruto's victory. They helped him. They were in charge of the IEBC. They were in charge of the judiciary. They had crafted a plan after signing an agreement with him. An agreement to accept the LGBTQ, an agreement to accept the GMO, an agreement to give them contracts, and many. So they cannot, they don't want to look like they want to criticize William Ruto in the open, because this will tarnish their relationship. They will seem like they made a mistake, and this is something that they don't want. Remember, Raila Odinga has always come out and accused them very openly that they were in cahoot. They masqueraded and planned to rob Raila of his victory. So if they turn back and criticize William Ruto, they know they will be shooting themselves in the foot, and so this is the reason why they are muted. They also don't want to be seen as supporting Raila Odinga in the open, because let me tell you something. These people understand very well that William Ruto committed atrocities, because he unleashed this terror gang goons to interfere with private property. He had planned, they had masterminded a plan, and Rigathi Gachagua was in charge. The police was unleashing terror on peaceful demonstrators. And the international community understands very well that what Raila Odinga is doing is within the constitution. There is freedom of picketing and freedom of association, something that they really hold dearly even in their countries. So they are between a rock and a hard place. They don't know what to do. They can't support Raila openly, neither can they criticize William Ruto openly. And this is why they have decided to be very quiet. They also don't want to be seen as taking sides, because remember, as we speak, they have two letters. One that was written by William Samoei Ruto, another rebuttal, a counter letter that was written by Raila Odinga. So they want to act as a neutral arbiter. And for them to do this, they don't want to take sides, because they know very well that if they speak, the headliners will start seeing them as taking sides. But Martha Karua and the Azimio fraternity feels that their silence is tantamount to supporting William Samoei Ruto's goons, supporting William Samoei Ruto's acts of atrocity, and that's why they are complaining. Because even in the letter that Azimio wrote, they told the international community that you were very quiet when our vehicles and our convoy was being harassed by the police. And Raila gave them a warning, a caution, that we are watching how you are going to maneuver what is happening in the country. So yet again, they were very quiet, and Raila and the Azimio community told them that we have seen that you are not neutral on this. And Raila is simply reminding them that we know that this is your puppet. We know that you are the godfather, and we understand why you are quiet. Raila Odinga is preparing them, because he had told them that they are not going to sit down and watch the illegitimate government perform acts of atrocity, perform illegalities. And Raila told them that we will not relent, we will continue with our demonstrations. The international community also are very angry with Raila Odinga. You see, after taking away his victory, one, they thought that Raila was finished and that they would annihilate him completely to political limbo. But Raila has resurfaced, very strong, rejuvenated. They tried calling him into Washington, D.C. They tried manipulating him to accept the official opposition's leader. They tried forcing him into a handshake. He refused. So they are really very angry with Raila Odinga, and that is why they could be very, they could be quiet and supporting William Ruto in silence, because if they speak on it, Raila will be on their neck. They also don't want to be seen to be interfering with the democratic rights of the people, because they know very well that people are going on with the demonstrations peacefully and the police unleashed terror on them. They don't want to be seen as interfering. So ladies and gentlemen, the international community is being watched by every person, because now we know that the USA, Britain, the NATO and the Europe connived together to ensure that William Ruto became the president, and they want to make him succeed. We also know that the IMF is responsible for the removal of all the subsidies that were put to cushion after the corona pandemic. So we are not really very happy with them, because we also understand that they are trying to force GMO on us, forcing LGBTQ. So we want to monitor their every move. And that is why Raila Amolo Odinga was complaining. That is why Martha Karua put them on notice. What do you think about the international community's silence on this? If it was maybe Raila Amolo Odinga who had done such a thing, do you think they would be very quiet? They would be all loud speaking against it. Ladies and gentlemen, that is my take.